Well, hello, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the crowded ramp here in San Jose, Costa Rica, where I get my coffee beans from, apparently, that Gus doesn't like. But what is going on? Welcome in. We are officially here for Sharklet release day. I don't know why the Pepto plane just started. Look, I never do anything untested. I started FSLTL. Should I unstart it? I think that's an FSTL thing. The injector. Somebody said if I start the injector, I wouldn't have generic airplanes around my airports. I miss AIG. I need Christy to come fix my AIG. Christy, where you at? Send me a DM. But we do have a busy ramp, nevertheless, here at San Jose MROC. We are taking the LATAM Columbia, call sign Land Columbia, and we are headed down to SKPE. So, oh, you don't start the injector ever? Okay, well, let's go ahead. Injector's dead to me. Injector, stop. Somebody on some stream said to do this. So I'm stopping this nonsense. Well, we still have a Pepto plane. I wonder what that's all about. Okay, well, that got rid of 2 aircraft. That's fine. That's good. We don't need them. They're dead to me. So hopefully I didn't just bork the rest of my stream. But we are here, Sharklets. Guys, this is going to be fun. I wound the sim time back just a little bit. We're 0600 now in sim time, but we have real weather. We've got some nice, cloudy, hazy, rainy weather along our route of flight. Get out of the U.S. I was going to do JetBlue today, but there's only so much Denver I can handle. We might. I might set up a goal on the chat box here to see if we do an RJ Avro stream tonight, or this evening rather, doing some de-icing Aspen ops in the RJ85. But today's release is all about the Sharklets. Let's go ahead and set the camera right back to the juice view. There they are. Now, unfortunately, yesterday I apparently was streaming something that I wasn't really supposed to be streaming. I thought I was on the proper version. Apparently I wasn't, but I didn't stream the Sharklets, which is good, so at least I figured that part out. So today we're going to take a look at these puppies. We'll talk about them in cruise a little bit if we need to. We already went in depth in discussion yesterday talking about Sharklets and the differences, but I'm just more excited to get this thing flying and actually do some landings with the Sharklets. I've been flying the Sharklets a little bit behind the scenes, obviously, as we all know now from yesterday's stream, and I absolutely love them. I love the look of the 321 with IE engines and Sharklets. You can't tell me that's not the best looking Airbus. Now, the 321 Neos actually look pretty cool too. Look at that one starting up there with the, with the Neos and the Cathay and the beacon, and that just looks juice. I love Airbus, man. It's just so good. It's a baby 757 diabetic lad. You're absolutely right. Hey, Zippy. You know what's funny, Zippy? I was going through the chat logs yesterday, and other than Elena trying to convince us that West had 5 letters in it, which I thought was really funny. I didn't catch it live. You actually noticed it, Zippy, early on. You said something, and I'm very surprised you're the only one to catch it. But yes, Zippy did notice it early on yesterday that we were in the wrong version. So anyways, all is good. I'm probably banned from Fenix forever, but that's okay. I'll still buy their airplanes because I absolutely love Fenix. They're the GOAT. And I can't wait till they release the 737 Classic because that's what I'm hoping for. I feel like if I say it enough times, we will get one. Here's the thing. I just want something retro from Fenix because they do such a good job. This airplane looks so good. Look at the coloring and the paneling, a little slight mismatch, the wear and tear on this livery. This is my first time loading in this livery as well, so this is pretty cool. I think there might be some artist work around here as they customize the liveries, but I'm not sure who made this one. I just downloaded it off the Fenix installer. Really hoping we see an Avianca Sharklet soon. I know Avianca's got the fenced one out there, but if we can get an Avianca Sharklet out, that would be absolute juice. So, what did I think? Oh, hey, Spoozy, I haven't watched it yet, man. Haven't even watched any of that. Callie Simmy, good morning, Callie Simmer. Good to see you here. Welcome into the stream. Let's go ahead and get this thing fired up, shall we? We've got a little bit of a longer flight, about an hour, 40 minutes, but we do have some wonderful arrival challenges to get through, and of course, departing here is always juicy, so let's enjoy the sounds. Let's get the 321 Sharklet up and running. Let's do this. L1011 went. Yeah, I wish, diabetic lad. I would, look, if any dev, well, not any dev, Just Flight, Fenix, PMDG. I will help fund an L1011 development progress. I swear. Like, let's go. Let's figure this out. We need an L1011 in the sim. You know, the oil spill response 727 update just dropped for the FSS 7.2. We might have to take a look at that too. They've got the, like, you can actually go do oil spill response stuff. Special mission ops looked kind of good. We haven't flown the 7.2 in a while. Kind of want to see where that bird is sitting at. So we just need some old school stuff. GSX fund just got repurposed. Exactly. L1011 fund now. Yes, that's what, you know what? I think as a channel, we could all come together. We could do a funding campaign for an L1011. If any developer out there that wants to set that up, you let me know. Shoot me an email. I probably won't respond. Shoot me a DM. Send me a message in chat. Somebody will tell me that you sent a message and we'll figure it out. But I think as a community, we can get it funded. All right. Looks like everything is up and running. Let's go up the left-hand side. We'll go crew supply, ground control, CVR test. Captain Purrs to Captain, the new ADIRS panel. So today we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. I will, when we get airborne, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to look and see what kind of fault I can trigger, if I can find what I do where we have to isolate maybe an IR or something in flight. I've only had to mess with these in flight, I know once for sure, maybe 2 times, maybe 3 times, I can't remember. But I know one time for sure we actually had an IR issue. We had to, it was just not a big deal. We reverted, still have 2 other ones. But I will try to pull a fault up in cruise so I can show you what a little bit more functionality you have with this new panel. Everything else though is pretty much the same. We'll go here, auto arm U, going up the right-hand side, left-hand side, fuel tank looks good, fire 1. I'm surprised they didn't put LEDs in the engine fire push buttons. Still got the older ones in there. All right, coming up the right-hand side, that looks good. Nice bright panel there to annoy you with your nice red-eye flight. Coming back down here, we'll do status, recall. That looks good. Engine page, we got oil. We have hydraulics, and we are in auto. Looks good. FMGC, status initialization. Wonderful. We'll put you on the ATSU page. Let's come back down here. 22.8 is up and running. That's off. Everything looks great. Let's juice up the integral lights. All right. Let's come over to the ground ceviches. Weight and balance. We're taking 155 passengers. Let's go ahead and start it. GSX boarding and refueling has commenced. It's going to do its thing. And we're good. Wrecker, you just connected to tower? Fantastic. MROC tower is online. 18.6. Well, I'm going to call you right away for clearance so I can get in front of everybody. I think we have some suspect folks flying with us this afternoon. So let's go here. Let's do an init request. 18.6 is on for tower. We are land Columbia. We'll pick up the weather here momentarily. Let's go ahead and put you on there. Constraint modes. Magic Barrel Ref 3000 is set. Let's kind of dim these down just a little bit. That looks good. Dim you. And I'll tell you what. Realism mode. We'd have this out. Have our little flight plan on here. Amir almost spilled the beans about a release in the Phoenix Block 2 video. Well, see, Jeremy, I feel like he was going to say... it was sounded like an S, right? It was a 737 Classic. Come on, man. Come on, Phoenix. I know you can do it. Could you imagine a classic bird from Phoenix? Not that I don't like their Airbus stuff. Obviously, this is the best module we've got in flight sim. I think the most inclusive. It's just the whole product, you know. So imagine having something else at that standard. Absolutely juice. Can one help me? Rudder pedals are not aligning to center. Check your sensitivity settings in the controls options first. Make sure you have that set up properly. So, all right, MROC tower is 18.6. We'll watch the fuel truck out here. We'll give them a call. And I'm going to pull up my Navigraph app real quick so we can get clearance from this view and look at these Sharklets here. If Phoenix did every little thing Airbus has done for the 3.2 family over the years, there would be thousands of modifiable items. Oh, yeah, I know. It'd be wild. It would be wild, Zippy. All right, unload, new flight, importing MROC to SKPE. I almost had us going to Manziales, which would be a no-no with the 321. I don't think we would have been able to get in there. We did file ourselves on the Etna 4 SID. So, let's give MROC a call. And then we'll get everything booted up here with the APU. San Jose Tower, good morning. Land Columbia 357. I'd like to get our clearance to Sierra Kilo Papa Echo, please. I don't know how you say that airport in real life.
Land Columbia 357, Coco Tower, good morning, sir. You're clear to Sierra Kilo Papa Echo via the Athena 4 departure ICEBA transition, then is filed. Initial climb to 17,000, expect flight level 370 and squawk 4600.
All right, clear to Sierra Kilo Papa Echo. The Athena 4 ICEBA transition has filed. Climb 17,000, 370 for a final. Squawk 4600 for Land Columbia 357.
Land Columbia 357, read back correct. When ready for push and start, contact me on the frequency.
We'll contact you here for push and start, Land Columbia 357. Beautiful. We'll go back to 22.8. I'll mute the radio. Let's come down here. Let's program this box here. So ARE is the flight ICAO for Land Columbia 357, alternate of Cali. Cost index will go 75. Flight level, we just said it was going up to 370. Don't lose that squawk code for me, chat, by the way. Matter of fact, let me do it now before we lose it. Squawk was 4600. 4600 on the squawk. All right, cool. MROC departures. The current weather here is saying that the winds are 250 at 5. So we would be departing runway 25. Beautiful. 25, Athena 4, ICEBA. Insert U. There you go. Now you can see what I'm doing. I tried to chill with you at the gate, but Pepto was blocking me. True Blue? No, sorry, man. I don't know who the Pepto is. That's weird. That Pepto airline. Remember we flew the Fenix 319 and we had the Pepto passengers? That was pretty interesting. All right, so for our arrival, Matsina? Is that how you say that? The winds are variable at 4. And this is also a very challenging airport. Not very challenging, but there's not a whole lot of room for air here. I'm going to just set up for 2.6 for now. Well, before I do that, let's see. Nope, I guess it'll be 8. ILS Zulus with a stack, RNAV with a regular hold, RNP AR, but it's only a straight in, so that doesn't really do anything. RNP, okay, never mind. Here we go. If you're flying, we're doing the RNP 26 is from the south. Dang it. That looks like an awesome approach, but it's from the south. You know what? We could... Is there an initial? We could take it from Donby. Let's do the Donby RNP Zulu. You're doing the RNP Zulu 8? No. Let's do this one. Let's do the RNP 26. This one looks way better. Coco Tower, not to be confused with Cocaine Tower. Oh, AJ, thank you for the appreciate the $3 super chat. Yeah, okay, so Coco Tower, that's what he's saying. All right. Just here for the juicy Sharklet. Me too, man. I noticed the 321 IAE Sharklet a tad bit of sluggish on the spool-up engines for takeoff. Is that usual? I haven't really noticed any sluggishness, Cali Simmer. I would say it's probably a realistic spool time. We are used to unrealistically fast spooling times in the sim. PMDG 7.3 does a good job about it. The fly-by-wire has done better. It's still not for the 380. Still seems a little fast to me. The 7.3 Max, obviously, there's a spool issue there. A lot of airplanes have that spool issue. The Fenix is probably the closest to reality we have, at least in my personal experience with these V2500s. So it's not instantaneous. Not instantaneous at all. You got to wait a minute to get those engines spooled. Now, unless you're having icing conditions, and then you could definitely have a problem. Okay, Vodka's gonna switch. Yeah, let's set up for this one. Let's do RNAV 26 off Donby. If the winds say we need to change it, we'll change it. But we'll do RNAV 26. This will give us an opportunity to do like a FLS. Well, we'll just do the AR on this one. So never mind. Disregard what I said. But we're gonna do this approach. We're gonna take it off of Donby. That looks good. And our flight plan, we filed. What did we file for the arrival though? It was We didn't have an arrival, so that's fine. So yeah, perfect, off of Donby. Cool, so we'll insert you. And now we can hide Navigraph. And we'll go to plan mode here. We'll turn this on. Fold up the tray table. Don't need you anymore. Let's go ahead and step through this here. Plan mode. Isiba. So then after Itler. Wait, why is this guy changing his stuff over here? You stay over there. Stop changing your flight plan around. I'm trying to see Hitler to Donby. Okay. That works. Wonderful. Yeah, that'll work out just fine. That'll work out just fine. Wonderful. Alright, good. Arc, good. Back there, up to here. Let's go ahead and see our fueling is on board 17.7. It's on board and balanced. Looking at the, we got to finish up the rest of our box here, so let's do that. 17.7. Radnav, nothing to hard tune progress. We're going to put MROC in here. We've got to come back to that. Fuel and knit B, we're waiting for all that. We never did our secondary. Let's do a secondary. Quick and dirty here. Coming back to San Jose, we'll do the winds are calm. Like if we got to come back, we'll do the ILS 7. No star, no via, secondary perf. Temperature off the ECAM is 25. Winds are basically calm. We'll put there. And QNH was 3000, I think, or 3001. Looking at the barrel, looks like it'll be 3200. Let's just call it 3211. If the barrel min's close enough, I don't want to look it up. All right, that leaves us. Secondary's done. Perf data is done. Knit B, we're waiting for our zero fuel weight. Our refueling is done. We got our fuel tank pumps on. We don't have any ACTs on this aircraft. We'll go ahead and turn on the seatbelt sign. Get the APU juiced up. Yep, we got 2.5. We got 2.5 right here. Spool them up. Is it possible you can show me rudder pedals so I can take a screenshot? Yeah. Let me listen to this spool up here real quick. So what do you guys like better, 320 Sharklets or 321 Sharklets? What's your favorite? The 320 Sharklet looks pretty good too. I would actually, I'm going to go on a limb here and I'm going to say the least like good looking one in my opinion is a 320 Neo with Sharklets. I just think it looks kind of meh. The 320 with IAEs and Sharklets looks sporty. Yeah, oh yeah, everyone's a 321 is, oh yeah. I wonder what they're going to do, Zippy, for the 319. So I only know of, there might be a few in South America, but Americans got some Sharkletted 319s. They're all CFM, though. So I don't know, and Amir mentioned this yesterday, is like they don't really have the, they're not sure about the data on that. So they're not going to do anything fake, but I had an idea, you know, if you don't have a solid data set for the 319 with Sharklets, what if you just took the delta or the change that you did from 320 to 321 and applied that in reverse? But that's probably, I mean, that's a lot of interpolation in there. So I'm not sure. I love the look of the 319 with the Sharklet, but I don't even know. Does Aegean have any 319s with Sharklets and IAEs? I know all the 319s in America with Sharklets are CFM'd, to my knowledge. All right, chrono's on. Someone wants to look at rudder sensitivities real quick. You know what, Luke? They're the only Neos that we have in the sim right now are the AnyBuild's default Neo and the fly-by-wire Neo, which is still a great airplane. All right, MFG crosswinds. This is what I run for rudders, like so. So basically 14 and 90% reactivity, and then I've got, these are my brakes. I like doing this for brakes because it allows you to like feather the brake a little bit. Now I need to recalibrate mine because look at that. Why is it doing that? You see that? Looks like I need to do a calibraciones. That would explain why. I just noticed that. That would explain why when I tap the brakes. You know what I could do is, why don't we just temporarily, since we have a, since it's doing that, well, nah, I'll just leave it as it is for now. I got to recalibrate those in the MFG calibration. Look up 703 Alpha Victor. Is that a 319 with Sharkies? Look at that, though. Look at that Sharklet rise. Sunrise with Sharklets, baby. I need a dead zone? No, I just need to recalibrate it. I just need to recalibrate the pedals. I had when I got my new PC, I forgot all about the MFG configurator, and then everything got screwed up, so I think I'll have to restart the sim to do a proper calibration on that. Ooh, we have a cabin in here, too. You guys notice that? We have a little cabin. How are we doing on our time? We're at, that's close enough to 3 minutes. Let's go ahead and start the bleed. So we'll have some air conditioning. Cool down the bird here. Look at these views, though. Look at that Sharklet out there. Looks so good. I wonder why they're boarding from the bus and not the jet bridge. That seems suspect. 703 is an Avianca bird with Sharklets. IAE? Wait. Really? A 319? Oh my gosh. We will do a dedicated Columbia tour if we get an Avianca. If we get 703 Alpha Victor with Sharklets, we'll just do a little Columbia tour in that puppy. That would be so awesome. We will call it, what we'd have to do is we would do the A319 Masters course for like 2 weeks or so, 3 weeks of just nothing but flying a 319 with Sharklets. And not just taking it to 10,000 foot runways, mastering the 319, mastering it with failures, mastering it with inclement weather. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Because I feel like we're doing a lot of, we're getting good at flying a lot of multiple airplanes. But what I want to start focusing on too is being, and it's hard for me to do this because there's just so much I want to fly, but picking an aircraft and really becoming a master of that plane just for, for like a week at a time or 2 weeks. You probably need about 2 weeks depending on stream schedule. But pick it up, people. I know we're coming. We're almost done. I wonder why, though, it didn't come through the jet bridge over here. I think I got Umberto'd. Friggin' GSX is so awful. I hate GSX. Ooh, do that, then the highest membership gifters get a stream check ride. Ooh, zippy, I like it. Alright, we need that Sharklet, though, on that 319. I think they look awesome, man. The Sharklet at 319 is sweet looking. Imagine if we had a 319 Neo. What could have been? What could have been? China Southern has some 319 Neos. I'm pretty sure they're the only ones that have it. Now, I was so looking forward to see them in the U.S. I believe Spirit Airlines actually had the only domestic order here in the States for 319 Neos, and they actually had a pretty decent order of them, but that was kind of the frontier Spirit dream. They were going to do deep South America in 319 Neos. But when JetBlue submarined or submerged their whole company with their attempted hostile takeover, that whole plan went away. So that's unfortunate. And speaking of Spirit, we should have mentioned that yesterday. They lost the former CEO, which he passed of ALS. Very sad. But he's been around forever. He was actually Texas Air International. Yeah, it was crazy. I used to listen to this podcast a little bit. Latam, I don't think. No, there's not very many. There's not very many 319 Sharklets in general. JetBlue ruins everything. I agree, man. All right, we're all boarded up, ready to go. So we have Tower up, 18.6.
ICBA transitioned and is filed. Initial climb to 17,000. Expect flight level.
Let's do a quick review of the departure procedure. So MROC, ground charts, nope, MROC, SID, Athena 1, Athena 4. Basically that, we're going to ICBA, 7,000. We'll set 5 in our window because that was what we, no, we got 7,000 per our PDC, right? Or per our clearance. 17 is set for our top altitude. That looks good there. We need to run our perf data, so let's go ahead and send these numbers to the McDo. We'll go to perf data. We're doing 2.5. Let's just run wet numbers just in case it starts to rain. It is Colombia, or excuse me, it is Costa Rica. Optimum, we'll see what it gives us. Are we going to Toga these puppies today? Come on, we got to Toga it. Let's hit 250 likes. We're going for 321 likes on this today's stream because we're in a 321. Well, let's see if we can hit 250 for takeoff. We'll do a Toga. If not, I will attempt to flex, which will be very sad. Anti-ice off, sync live, calculate. Looking at 29, 44, 44, flap 2. That seems about right. We do have 1,500 foot reduction altitudes here for Costa Rica, so that puts us at 43.50 apiece. We'll send these over to the McDo. And there is our block fuel, hour 15 extra. That works. Per speeds, 29, 44, 44, flap 2. No flex Toga unless you don't hit 250 likes. All right, disconnecting you. Let's go ahead and turn the beacon on. You've been briefed. I've been briefed. And that's going to do its thing. Let's give him a call. And what is it? Cocaine Tower? Cocoa Tower. Cocoa Tower, land Columbia 357. We're at stand Alpha 5, ready for push and start.
Land Columbia 357, stand Alpha 5, roger. Push and start is approved, facing east.
Push and start approved, facing east, land Columbia 357. All right, we are ready. Let's get the Throttletek cam on. I have pinned my throttle and tiller to the message. So if you want to check out the tiller, guys, if you have a tiller, I know a lot of you do. Try tax. Have you felt the difference taxing with the new tiller variant? This airplane, it feels so much like the level D sim when I'm taxiing around. I say level D sim because in real life, taxiing in real life is. You can compare, but it's such a different sensation because you feel everything. You're moving. In the simulator, you know, like your body is being tricked through the vestibular system to feel that you're taxiing, and that's good enough for the FA. That's how you train. You have to do taxiing and stuff as you go through recurrent. And this Fenix taxis exactly like I feel like, other than the vestibular system not working, I feel like I'm taxiing the airplane one. The way it responds to the nose wheel turn, the way it kind of lags, it's great. You got that momentum and the inertia now for taxiing. Even you always had it, but I feel it's even better. It's just a smoother experience all around. I absolutely love it. All right, nose right is where we need to go, right? So nose right. Brakes are released, clear to push. All right, let's go ahead and spin them up. Engine mode to ignition start. Imperfections on the leading edge are juiced. Yeah, they are, dude. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Here we go. Cranking one. Shh, 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 shh. Now we have no multiplayer switched on. I don't know why I get all the traffic you see there. Those are real airplanes. Now, but you see the default ones over there. I don't know how to get rid of those. Multiplayer is off. I've checked multiple times. Jack Powell, look at your fuel page and look at your overhead panel. Oof. Okay, brake set. What I'm gonna do is. Oh, listening to that spool up. At Cocoa Tower, land Columbia 357. The tug ran out of gas. It broke. Are we okay right here? We're kind of at a 45 eastbound.
Land Columbia 357, yep. There's no problem. Just let me know when you're ready for taxi.
Roger that. We'll spool in the second one now. We'll be ready momentarily to land Columbia 357. Alright, turn 2. Tug ran out of fuel, so they're going to disconnect. We're good here. Nope, Spoozy, I turned the injector off. I had the injector on, and then everyone said to turn it off. Come on, we're 44 likes, 46 likes from a Toga. Let's go. We got a Toga out of here. Come on, no one wants the Toga at Flex 50 out of here. Come on. Toga, Toga. I'll sweeten the deal. If you hit 270, we'll go packs off. Zippy, I believe that's configurable to the airline or to the engine. I don't think they're all the same color. I could be wrong. Unless it's just a glitch in the livery. If you don't use it, I recommend you uninstall it, because a bunch of those issues even went off. You're talking about the injector? Oh, so uninstall the FSLTL injector? Okay, I will do that. AJ. Joke's on you. The tug driver's name is Umberto. Oh my word. We got a good start on 2. Let's go flaps 2. Thanks, AJ. Appreciate you. Flight controls. APU bleed, that's coming off. And trim up 0.8. And Coco Tower, Land Columbia 357, ready taxi.
Land Columbia 357, roger. Taxi to runway 25 via Alpha, cross runway 25 at Bravo, and continue your taxi to Kilo Lima.
Alright, taxi 25 via Alpha, cross 25 at Bravo, continue taxi Kilo Lima for Land Columbia 357. Alright, lights on, we should have an LED. Brakes released. Oh, we do have the LED. Look at that!
And career track 411.
Career track.
Land Columbia 357 has cleared out of you behind you. You're pushing starting to proof facing east.
Career track.
Start the proof facing east after the traffic clears. Career track 411.
Oh my word. Alright, here is Charlie. Now, we have the proper scenery. Let's make sure. He said 25 via Alpha. So I believe... Okay, there's Bravo over there. Okay, good. Just didn't look like it quite matched. I guess it does. They look good, don't they, David? I'm so close to doing Rex Atmos, but I mean... I don't know if you even need Rex Atmos. I kind of just want to try it. But look at that. Look at this taxi out view, y'all. Alright, so flight controls are checked. Auto brakes max. Takeoff config is checked. That's coming up. Doom, doom, auto, TARA on. Let's go ahead and do a proper... Look at that LED. I do like the LED. Come on, that's pretty cool. I love that they gave us LEDs on the Sharklets only, because I think keeping the halogen is important, especially for the 19 and for some of the older birds. But the LED is an awesome improvement to just have. It gives you that extra... Why am I switching, to Sharklet version? It gives you a little extra differences to have. Packs off is gonna happen. Oh, you guys are awesome. All right, 270. We're doing packs off. Let's go ahead and AOC. Let's clear this receive message because I can't take off with that showing there. We'll accept you. We're waiting on the cabin. Strobe off. Back to normal. Wing off. Forward call. Let's do a taxi checklist. Gross weight comparison is complete. Pitch trim is 0.8% CG set, V1, VR, V2 flex, 29, 44, 44 Toga set. Flaps config 2. Flight controls checked. ECAM
Clear
memo.
track 411, roger. Taxi to
Stands
runway 25
takeoff
Alpha,
all
approach
green.
25
ECAM
Bravo,
status
and
check.
continue your
Seatbelts
taxi
are.
via Kilo Lima.
Oh, I was going into the freaking other checklist. See, so I'm try to do it from memory.
25 Alpha, cross 25
Text checks
F
complete.
Bravo,
Lineup checklist.
then
Takeoff runway
Kilo
25
Lima,
confirmed.
track 11.
Engine mode selector normal.
And land 350, sorry, land Columbia 357. When reaching Lima, line up and wait runway 25.
When reaching Lima, line up and wait runway 25. Land Columbia 357. Leads and packs are set, courtesy of y'all. We are ready for takeoff. Line up and wait. So line up and wait clearance. We will go top row on and extend the landing lights, but we won't actually turn them on. Gonna come up the hill here. I didn't find it yet, Team Vodka. I forgot. All right, Athena 5 is up. Line up and wait 25. Final is clear. Clear left. Traffic crossing downfield. Zippy, you're going to absolutely love it, man. Oh, look at the rain shaft off the left. Professional style lineup coming at you.
And career track 411 when reaching Lima.
That call
short
sign.
runway 25 at Lima.
Career track.
Alright, hold short 25 at Lima, career track 411.
And land Columbia 357, wind 2507, UNH 29er. You're clear for takeoff runway 25.
Clear for takeoff runway 25, land Columbia 357. All right, you guys did it. Here it comes. Spool them up 50. Yoga's in chat. We're going packs off. Let's do it from outside. Yoga. That's phased out up front. The reduction is going to be amazing. Man, Toga SRS auto thrust is blue. Thrust set. 100 knots check. V1. I'll rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Fly with.
And career track 411, line up and wait runway
This thrust
25.
reduction is going to be epic.
25, career track 101.
We're doing a 1,500 foot acceleration altitude for Costa Rica, so we maintain that right about now. Lever climb. Watch this.
Land Columbia 357, center immersion now closed. Monitor advisory frequency on 122.8 and have a great flight, sir.
122.8. Thank you so much for the ATC. Land Columbia 357. Sail. That thrust reduction, that's for Amir. Appreciate you, man. Look at this beauty. All right, we already at past F speed, aren't we? Yeah. Let's go flaps 1, speed checks, flaps 1. Oh, we're going to fly through a little bit of rain here. We're going to get our Sharklets all dirty. We're going to disarm you too. Let's go pack 2 on. We're going to wait now. About 15 seconds, and we'll go pack 1. Oh, going through the rain. We're cleaning off our Sharklets. Sharkies like to be in the water, right? We might have to do an auto retract here. Let's see. That's associated air pack 1 off. Clear air, clear air. There's 15 seconds. Pack 1's coming back on. Here comes S speed. Let's go flaps 0 after takeoff checklist. That is just thing of beauty, man. That is an absolute thing of beauty. You can see we're a little bit lighter today. So notice where that VLS is sitting down there at 210. But yesterday when we took off out of Denver, we were much heavier. VLS really came up to get us. Mickey G, good to see you, man. Dude, this wing is looking super juice, isn't it? We're standing by for a bank angle check here. Also speeding a little bit. Let's go ahead and pitch up and go flying from wing view here. Aviation Blaze, I know it. It's crazy, isn't it? Amir says VLS should now match directly to the FMGS characteristics. Speed calcs, by the way, not that way on the older wingtip fences. Okay, so VLS matches directly to the FMGS characteristic speed calculations, and it's not that way on the fences. Very cool. So would that, in a nutshell, does that give you a little bit more leeway? Because it's more accurate instead of being on the wingtip fences, is it calculated to where there's more buffer? Look at this. Bank angle check. We're all over the SID here. Let's go ahead and turn the lights off. Forward call. I know we're not on the SID, but come on, we're flying from wing view. This is too amazing. Is that not real life? Amir says VLS is now using the FMGS and the updated software standard. Beforehand, VLS was derived from the FAC, Aero Estimated Algorithm, which is accurate to within 3 tons. So you would have 2 to 3 knot variances. Okay. Very interesting, Amir. See? Look at this. Amir, you need to go, just go sign up for a type ride. just go do a type ride oral. You'd probably piss off the examiners and be like, "How do you know so much?" That's awesome, man. So Fenix is even calculating the new way that VLS is calculated. I mean, when we talked yesterday about simulation at a whole new level, this is it, y'all. We are at a whole new level of simulation here. We'll kind of skirt around this cloud here. We got another bank angle check to the left here coming soon. Bank angle, check it back to left. Ooh, a little bit of a chop out there. You see that on the wing? Oh, look at a little bit of turbulence as we go through the clouds. Yeah. I mean, we're flying this whole departure from the wing view. Look at these views. Tony John says Fenix is the best investment I've made in the sim, in flight simulation. That includes the Level D. Yes. Man, that's a blast from the past, Tony John. The Level D 767. I remember that bird well. I know we didn't really fly the SID, but come on. Can you blame me for not flying the SID? We were just having too much fun. I just like hand flying it. Mr. Saturday, you're absolutely right. It's the tiny, non-obvious things that make a big difference. You're absolutely right. It's so cool to me to because, I mean, flying the airplane is fun, right, in real life, obviously. But I never get to see what's happening through the wing view. As a passenger and as a kid, you know, I always sat on the wings and I always, but it's a weird sensation to have a side stick that feels almost exactly like the real thing, flying an airplane that's simulated like the real thing, and being able to watch my inputs in wing view. It's a weird sensation for me, but I absolutely love it. Maybe that's why I'm so obsessed with wing views, because that's really where my love for aviation was, right? Just sitting in the wing view. Let's go ahead and continue climb. We'll go open climb up to 340. And we're straightening out the line here, so we'll just go ahead and engage autopilot 1. Amir says you can make the ailerons dance a little bit. Ooh. Let's go ahead and float the... so this will be a good technique here for on the approach. So there is a technique that we use in real life. We call them float the spoilers. If you want to get down, you need a little bit extra juice. You can do a real quick rock with the side stick, and the airplane won't turn that much, but you'll actually deflect the... you'll deflect them. Oh, look at that! Let's just say we're flying along and we have to like avoid a traffic. Oh. Look at this setup. Watch. I'm going to hold on. Let me come back to the left. Now I'm going to roll to the right, just kind of at a normal rate, and you'll see this flex kind of. It's the perfect amount of flex as that aileron is creating lift. Oh, I just absolutely love it. Look at us. We're doing S turns along our flight plan here. We can't run out of gas like we did yesterday. Yeah, the new wing flex is out of this world. All right, standard set out of 19. We're going to be direct Ibiza. We'll engage the autopilot here. It's like as you go left, you can almost see the wing like bending. It's just great, man. It's great. Dave tuned this thing, not me. Just made it work with the right inputs. Yeah, that's what we need to do is, like I said, we got to find ourselves some big time turbulence. Because I think flying on medium, we've been flying on medium most of the time anyway. I know it's recommended to go low, but I like a little extra juice with medium turbulence settings. So we got to find ourselves some rough air. Maybe as we descend into SKPE. All right, we're back on course here. Let's go ahead and put you on the flight director. That looks good. And autopilot 1 engaged. Full screen cam's coming on. Music's coming off. I don't know why I left you on. And we are climbing to 340. What did we file though? 37. Optimum 37. Recommended max 389. So we are light enough. We'll go all the way up to 370. 370 is blue. Looks like we joined our course line finally here. How do you position the joystick to your torso? Well, it's really at your thigh, and what you want is, I can't really show this on screen, but in the real cockpit, what you always try to set up, and I mean, this is how I was always, that's how I was taught. Now I'm an F6er. It looks like Fenix is very close to what I am. I'm an F6. This controls the height and angle of the armrest, and what you're trying to accomplish really is you want to be able to rest your arm so your forearm is flat here, and your base, the base of the stick is pretty much where your wrist is, the bottom of your hand. There's no bend, right? So you don't want to have, see if I can get my hand in the way, you don't want to have this angle or this angle. You want it straight, if that makes sense. So you have your nice straight forearm. Now my setup, I want to lower my side stick about 2 more inches, but I can't quite get it there. I might try to work on customizing the mount for the Moza to make it a little bit longer so I can drop this down. One of the big misconceptions is having your side stick up way too high. Like, I know we were all taught as kids, we had the joystick up on our desk, right? We're flying up here with our wrist. That's not how you fly the Airbus at all. You want it down, lower. In the airplane, I've looked at it because we've gone back and forth trying to figure out where exactly the placement is, and it's really down there by my thigh. Like, my thigh is pretty much almost in line with the bottom of the gator here, or the top of the gator, depending on how you look at it. And then my hand just rests nice and straight. Forearm all the way to base of stick, no bending in the wrist. And that also, you know, when you grab the side stick, it looks like I'm from this angle. I don't know if I can turn it. Let me turn this camera around a little bit. So it looks like I'm doing this ham fisting job. I'm not. I always fly the Airbus with my pinky down below this bottom part here, and I'm really using 3 fingers, and my thumb is what does a lot of the inputs in a normal environment. You know, like if you'll see me push down, and I'll push down a little bit, or I'll pull back with my 3 fingers here. and it's light control touches. I've seen videos, and I don't know how guys do this, but you see them holding the stick full on, like grip like this. I don't know how you can control the airplane. A lot of times it looks like they're over controlling in those videos too, which would play into how you're gripping the side stick. What I think is interesting is if you watch the movie where they landed in the Hudson, what's that, Cactus 1549, with the guy that you should never go on a trip with. I can't, from drawing a blank, I don't know why. But if you watch that video, when they're in the sim practicing the all-engine failure, that chick that's flying the airplane, she's obviously typed on the aircraft before, because she's actually doing a no engine, and she's going like this. Like, I can't remember, she had like 2 or 3 fingers on the side stick. And when you're doing a no engine, solely, yeah, exactly, thank you. When you have a no engine, or you're doing a single engine, ILS, hand flown, we do it every time during recurrent, you got to do the hand flown ILS. You cannot over control the side stick. So very small inputs, less is more. Some people do the 2 or 3 finger technique. I just put my pinky down at the bottom. I got my thumb at the top to kind of put the inputs in, and that's it. Very light, precise movements. Even in heavy winds, you'll have plenty of control. Especially if you understand how the fly-by-wire system is working and responding to your inputs, and you get your roll rate and G-load, doing all this stirring of the soup or the pot of whatever they call it doesn't really do anything. It does a lot less than you may think you're actually doing when you're over controlling the side stick. Now there are times, and I have a video. There are times when you will be putting a lot of inputs on the side stick. Now, can you hit the stops on a normal landing, like the mechanical stops left and right? Yeah, you can. I mean, there's been a handful of times where you're fighting it bad. My heaviest crosswind was 44, 45 knots, direct crosswind. The 38 crosswind is not a limitation. It's a limit at which it was tested during certification of the airplane. It can land in crosswinds greater than that, but I tell you what, you get up there 38 knots, 40 knots, it's very, very challenging to keep the airplane tracking where you want it to be tracking, especially if it's gusty. So my 4th finger, Jeremy, it's not touching the stick. It's kind of like resting under the base. It's resting under that square on the side stick. So I know from the angle it almost looks like I'm doing a full grip thing, but I'm really not. So fucking jeez. But yeah, also like we were saying, yeah, direct alternate law, super sensitive. We've done that multiple times here, breaking this airplane, and you do that direct law transition. So depending on the failure that you're in, you might be able to look at the little wing turbulence. We're getting a little bit of chop. So if you have a failure of something, doesn't necessarily have to be an engine, but you have some type of failure and you're in alternate law, when you go gear down, you will go into direct law. And direct law is a direct relationship between side stick deflection and elevator deflection. And so it's, and flight control deflection. So it is very, very sensitive. It's very pitch sensitive. It's as sensitive as default MSFS airplanes. I mean, it is very twitchy and pitchy. So you have to make sure you are not over controlling, or you're going to make yourself sick in the sim, or worse yet, I mean, you could put the airplane in an undesirable aircraft state by over controlling. That's also part of the reason why you don't put the gear down until you are slowed up to that 160 or less range, because as soon as the gear goes down, you go direct law. Now what do you have to do with the trim? Man pitch trim. So if you go around in direct law, which you really don't want to do if you can help it, you're going to be the trim being set at where it's at is a challenge. The airplane is going to start pitching, so they kind of want you to slow up into that regime of below 160-ish knots, because when you go gear down, you're pretty much trimmed already, and you can make small movements. If you drop the gear at 200 knots, and you're trimmed for 200 knots, now you have to use manual control, direct law, sensitive airplane, manual trim. It's like riding a bucking bronco. So that's why you kind of want to slow down, get in that slot before you lower that gear. JJ had a big super chat earlier on. Thanks, man. Appreciate the $10 super chat. You should try medium in sim with real turb. Cat Area's global V2 Microsoft, and it uses 100 across in settings. It's amazing how realistic it works, especially through the clouds. I'm doing it now with the Sharklets. Ooh, JJ, thank you for the $10 super chat, man. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I feel like I don't need real turb, but there's a lot of you that talk about it. I think just medium settings and turbulence works fine. I really, really think it works good. Not every cloud you fly through is going to be bumpy. That's like, if I don't want to fly through every cloud and get bumps, because that's not realistic either. You know, flying through clouds can be relatively peaceful. It really just depends if there's vertical convection or anything like that going on in there. Amir says there are some reversion differences with this ELAC version you got on the SLS now. Oh, really? So we're going to be doing a... Let me go to Navrad. We're going to do an RNPAR. I don't know if we're going to do it as an SLS. We might just do it. Matsina, how do you say this airport? Matsina? So right now we're loaded up for the AR VOR RNPAR 26. We could load this up and shoot it as a... So when we make the turn here, we'll have the SLS on. Do I have it activated? Let me see. Yeah, we have FLS engaged, so... Oh, as in Sharklets. Reversion with the ELAC on the Sharklets now. So differences with the ELAC version on the Sharklets. Reversion differences with the ELAC. Mode reversion with the Sharklets. So you're telling me we need to start breaking some stuff. Matakana. Matakana? Wrong side. Good to see you, man. What I want to do, though, is... Let's look for a failure. I wanted to do some ADIR stuff. Hold on. While we climbing out here. Nice, calm climb out. Okay, so Amir says, ELAC software standard update includes a change to the reversion to alternate law after you lose the yaw damper. Older ELACs would drop into alternate law after loss of yaw damper. Now this is interesting, Amir. So I'm kind of following what you're saying. And now I had a scenario way back in the day. I think it had to be on the older version. It wasn't a Sharklet aircraft, where we had a yaw damper issue, and we reset. You know, we had to reset the flight control computers. I'm gonna have to look that one up too. It's been years ago. I wonder if now if we had that same fault, if we wouldn't have to have done that, or maybe it would have been better protection. I'm not sure. Let me see here. I hear the PTT gets weak sometimes, so you have to push it out to release with your third finger. Jeremy, yes and no. I mean, technically, I don't know if I've ever had it where it's like just sticking on. You wouldn't want that. You wouldn't want it to stay on. But yeah, some of the triggers are very, very flimsy. So I get in a habit to kind of, have one finger in front, one finger behind. But yeah, there are some triggers that are very, very weak with the spring reset. Some you get the nice click that like it pops out and comes back. But yeah, there are others that are much more flimsy. Some that don't even work at all. I had that on that 319. We had that 319 that was going to the desert. Hey, Rod, yeah, we're flying a Chilean LATAM, yes. Because we don't have an Avianca, unfortunately. All right, let me pull out the book for, this is a V2500 321. Pulling out my stuff here because I want to do a ADIR's fault. Amir says, to correct, loss of yaw damper with Sharklets will drop you into alternate law. With wingtip fences, it drops you straight to direct law. Ah. So, okay, so yeah, you're having extra redundancy. Guys, this is like, I mean, we're talking, we said this before, next level simulation. So, Fenix is even working on, or they've even implemented the correct reversion modes to your flight control computers. So this is not just a, oh, well, I'm going to do a flight control fault and my ECAM shows, flight control off. It's actually having an effect on the rest of the system. So in these newer versions with the Sharklets here, it's simulated that if you lose the yaw damp with Sharklets, you go into alternate, and then the fences you go to the direct law, which would make sense. Very cool, man. This is awesome stuff here. I mean, I'm still trying to pull out my. I don't want the QRH. DU failure, hydraulic. I don't want that. AJ. Looks like we're leveling off here. I'm trying to keep it in the wing view here in case we hit any more bumps. Let's see what kind of faults we have. Well, level 370, smooth ride, seatbelt sign is off. You're now free to move about your Sharklet at day 321. Let's break something. But I want to break something in... Would it be navigation? Why are you amber? IR alignment. They're all aligned properly, right? Okay, good. Let's do an ADR 1 failure. So we're flying along, and this happens. Okay. Clear the caution, acknowledge ECAM. Nav ADR 1 fault. Alright, air data switching, Captain 3. Air data switching, Captain 3. I got my stuff back. Alright, clear the caution. ADR 1 push button off. So, with our new ADIRS panel, we can separate, that's a new word. We can separate ADRs and IRs. So we now have push buttons both on IR and ADR. So let's go ahead and follow the ECAM. ADR 1 off. ADR 1 fault. ATC transponder 1 fault. ATC transponder system 2. So we got to go to system 2 now because system 1 takes the air data information from the number 1 ADR, which is now off. Okay, so now we're on number 2. Clear nav, clear nav. All right, we have some in-op systems. ADR 1, Cat 3 dual is in-op. ATC transponder 1 is in-op. This is a big one. GPWS is in-op. All right, we'll go ahead and clear. You will also notice, what did we lose here? TAT, SAT, and ISA is also lost. Okay, so now we're not done with the full procedure. Let's continue on here with let's actually, so first and foremost, after we run through the ECAM, now we'll pull out the EQRH, make sure we're not missing anything, and then we can pull out some additional. All ADR off? Nope, that doesn't work. Okay, so nothing in the EQRH, so now we'll check our OLBs. And it was, what was the fault? It was ADR 1 fault. We'll look this up. Alright, QRH 1, 2, or 3 fault. Okay, in case of simultaneous of ADR and IR, same ADRU, apply ADR fault before the IR fault procedure. Let's go full. Nav ADR 1 fault, Captain 3, we did that. ADR 1 push button off due to the fact that the enhanced functions of the eGPWS or the predictive functions of the GPWS for aircraft equipped with T2 CAS or T3 CAS are inhibited. the JipWiz terrain fault light and JipWiz fault light come on. If this occurs, flight crew should switch off the JipWiz terrain push button and the JipWiz system push button. So, JipWiz system push button is off. Now, what's interesting here, Amir, the flight crew should switch off JipWiz terrain and JipWiz system, but that's only for aircraft equipped with T2 CAS or T3 CAS. Are we equipped with T2 CAS or T3 CAS? I don't even know what that is. All right, so we've got the JipWiz off, but... And that will, so it will automatically turn off, so it's not even working. You see that? So I guess that's why the procedure is calling us to turn that off as well. Amir says we are T2 CAS. Okay, so we are equipped with T2 CAS, so we've inhibited both. You'll notice it didn't even work there anyway, which is just like the book says. So we got ADR 1 off, terrain and system off. That's going to be problematic. We might have to try to recover those. Because we're going into the mountains of Colombia with an RNAV approach that's very, 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 very suspect. All right. Going through the rest of the procedure. So that would be the end of the procedure. In case of ADR1 fault only, we lose JipWiz. Very cool. All right. Yeah, TAT, SAT, and ISA are also gone from ADR1. Remember, that's ADR. That's Air Data and Air Data Reference, I think. We got someone right behind us. Can we see him back there? I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's go ahead and... What's our fuel on landing? 7.9. No, that's fine. All right. Alternate airport, if you don't recover those. So, Felix, here's the thing. This is a great question. Let me verbal process through this here. So, right now, if we're looking at this real-world scenario, we would probably have to divert because, and I don't know, I've never been to this airport. My operator doesn't fly into this airport. But we have company reference charts for airports, for all airports, right? There are company charts. And if there is terrain, I guarantee you it would be on this chart. I guarantee you. It would say, we would have a limitation that says the use of the terrain push button must be on for this approach. So if my terrain push button is not functional, then I can't go to this airport. So we would have to, in fact, divert to our alternate, to an airport that we could do that. Now, of course, right, if you were in an emergency scenario, then all bets are off, right? You can use your emergency authority. Can you fly an RVSM with an ADR? Yeah, with one, because we still have two, right? So we still have two barrel referencing system. Now, I believe if we lose another one, let's go ahead and, let's fail another. Let's work on one ADR. We'll recover them, hopefully. What do we have here? Land Columbia op. Sorry, no delay required. So, let's go back to our failure simulation. Let's go back to... Let's say we had an IR3. Let's do an IR2 failure. Alright, so we're still flying along. Now we get this. Okay, TCAS, I have control. Thrust lock, 1 FD1. Clear the caution. Auto flight, autopilot off. Alright, clear auto flight, clear auto flight. Nav IR2 fault. Clear the caution. Remember, it's important you clear these cautions because if you don't, it can be blocked by other ones. Now, tell me to move the thrust levers. That's why it's keep coming up. So, where thrust levers move, but I'm not going to move them just yet. Nav IR2 fault. Attitude heading switch, FO3. Attitude heading switch to FO3. Nav IR2 fault, ATC transponder system 1. That's not going to work. We're now transponderless, okay? Because we are basically transponderless. So now we got more issues. But I'm going to move it to 1. I'm curious if it'll tell me to move it back over. Nav IR2 fault. Clear nav, clear nav. Auto flight, auto thrust. Thrust levers move. Okay, so now, of course, we'll be talking to ATC. So I'm going to move the thrust levers. Let's get back down to our altitude here. Let's lower the nose a little bit. So we're flying the airplane now. All right, auto flight, auto thrust off. All right, clear auto flight status. Now we got to look at our rest of our status here. IR may be available in attitude mode. Okay, in op, ADR 1, IR 2, autopilot 1 and 2, auto thrust, cat 2, ATC transponder, JipWiz and JipWiz terrain. So now, because we already have, this is interesting. We lost IR 2, and we don't have autopilot. Is that because it can't read from IR? I'm wondering why we wouldn't have an autopilot. I'm curious. Let me do something. All right, so let's go back. Let's apply. Let's fix ADR1. So let's say we're talking to maintenance. We've got all this nonsense going on. And he's like, okay, Cap, go ahead and reset ADR1. All right, resetting ADR1. All right, he says, now go ahead and reset JipWiz and terrain. We're working through it. Okay, so we've recovered ADR1. All right, ADR1 has been recovered. I go back to air data switching normal. Okay, so now that leaves me, we still have our IR2 fault, but through maintenance procedures, we were able to recover our own ADR. So now look at our in-op system list. IR2 Cat3 dual, but because we've got ADR1 back, now we're able to re-engage some automation. So let's go ahead and start with the auto thrust. We'll put you back in the climb detent. All right, Mach auto thrust, and let's go ahead and engage AP1. Autopilot 1 is engaged. Okay, so through the recovery of our ADR, which is what we're going to need anyway, because we're going to need the terrain on ND, right? Yep, terrain is working, peaks mode is working. Beautiful. Okay, now we're not quite done. You see this? Look, when I go back to normal, attitude and heading for the first officer side is gone. All right, so let's work through the procedure for the IR2 fault, and we will see what happens here. IR2 now what maintenance will tell you to do is like turn off, turn it back on again. Alright, nav IR 1, 2, or 3 fault, not all 3. And this is an IR2 fault. Okay. A note. Alert not inhibited in flight phase 3. In case of nav IR3 fault while ADR3 is in use, alert is not inhibited in flight phase 3 in case of nav IR. That's when we talk about like the inhibited and all that stuff. Does not apply in this scenario. In case of simultaneous, here we go, ADR and IR, the same ADIRU failure, apply the ADR fault procedure before the IR fault procedure. So this is where we have the differences here. Because we don't have the same fault, we don't have an ADR and an IR on the same ADIRU, we do not have to apply the ADR fault first. We only have an IR fault now. So it says attitude heading, switching FO3. We did ATC transponder system 1. We flipped it back to system 1 now. IR may be available in attitude mode. We've got our in-op systems, row, ROP, TCAS 2, depending on what we have in case of IR1. So let's go to the QRH alignment and attitude mode. If IR alignment is lost, the navigation mode is inoperative. Red attitude flag on the PFD, heading flag on the ND, which is what we have when we don't put it in switching. Okay. Aircraft attitude and heading may be recovered by applying the following procedure. IR effective mode, IR affected, mode select, attitude. So let's go ahead and move the attitude mode on, ATT. Keep speed, heading, and flight level constant for 30 seconds. Chrono is on. FMS data page select. We'll do it from this side just because it's on this side. FMS data page select. The data index page is displayed. FMS data page select. FMS. That's FMS data page. IRS IRS monitor. That's where we were. Go back. IRS. We want to go IRS monitor. Set heading key. AC heading enter. What is the aircraft's heading? Right now we are on heading 121. 121. Cross-check heading regular standby compass and update is required. Are you kidding? So we're actually doing an attitude-only recovery here? Let's see what happens. We're going to stay in heading mode. It's been over a minute since we started the chrono. Cross-check heading regularly with standby compass and update as required. So, if we go back here... I don't believe we have recovered it. We attempted. IRS monitor. Enter heading 121. You don't want to put it in here. That's a track. Yeah, there's no boxes. I was just curious. So we've recovered our heading. That's interesting. So we've got our heading mode. We've at least got heading on the FO side. Okay, cool. So we'll leave him like so. Cat 3 duel. Wonderful. Close that off. Let's go ahead and redirect us to... Where are we at? Let's just go direct Itler. Direct to... or Ilter. And we are Mach, Alt Cruise, Navin. Things are good. Alright. What else can we break? So our procedures are complete. IR2, Cat 3 duel does not apply. For what we need. Alright, keep your hands off my side of the jet. That's wrong side over there. Wrong side is all jacked up. Dual engine failure. No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. Ilter? We're going Ilter. Ilter? Not Hitler. Freaking monkeys. Bird strike removal of the Sharklet on the left-hand side. Is that possible? Uh-oh. Oh, that was weird. Pack 2 fail. Break the flaps. No, we can't do that. Can't do that. One engine failure. Nah, I'm so tired of doing engine failures. No more engine failures. Pitot blocked. Hydraulic, no. I'm trying to think if I can think of something. CDU recoverable. Autopilot system 1 and 2? No. Nope, no side stick fault. Fuel pump failure. I want to do the recoverable CDU. Let's see what breakers we got to pop. McDo, let's break wrong side, Sid. Alright, so we're still flying along. Like, okay, you're in attitude mode only, and we're just chilling. And all of a sudden, you're like, hey, Cap, I've got a fail on my McDo. I can't do anything here. Nothing's working. Uh-oh. It's frozen. Okay. So we have a CDU2 out. So let me look this one up. This is a good one to actually look up. I haven't looked this up in a long time. Let me go CDU. Where's it? McDo fail. Radio management. Reset FMGC2 breaker. Yeah, so I'm going to look up. We have a. We don't have the. Do we have the system reset table in this? I have it on my thing, but I'd be curious if it's on here. Under. I thought we had a system reset table in here. I'll look it up on mine real quick. I'm pretty sure we do. System reset table. Not anti-ice, air. I drooled a little too much on my McDo while trying to work out my ATT and it froze. I'm pretty sure I've done this one before. One McDo locked or blank. Okay, so here we go. We do have a reset procedure. It says system malfunction or ECAM alert. We don't have an ECAM, but we do have a McDo locked or blank. So in flight or on the ground. So we are able to reset this both in flight and in ground. Pull the circuit breaker for the locked or blank McDo and push it back after 10 seconds. Circuit breakers for the McDos are Auto Flight McDo Bravo 1 on 49 VU. So up top, or actually hold on, the Bravo 1. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to read through it first, just like we do in real life. Read through the whole procedure before you actually start pulling breakers, especially in flight. So we'll do both. We'll do Auto Flight McDo, but we have McDo 2, so let's do McDo 2 only. Mine is working. So McDo 2 is November 20. That's going to be back here. November 20. Do you not fold down? All right, November. Here's 20. McDo number 2. Look at that. We got a breaker. All right, we'll pull it. Confirmed. We'll wait 10 seconds. And we'll put it back in. There's 10 seconds. So now we will go ahead and push it back in there alongside. Well, reset that. And then, hey, look at that. FMGC. Wrong side is back in the game. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. All right. Let's see if we can find one more. Let's play with this electrical. Oh, should we do a... that would be a big one. So we have auto switching enabled. DC bus 1, clear. Electrical. So I don't want to mess around with this too much and pop the rat. Amir Thacker says, the electrical transient and memory is stored properly. So sometimes if you don't wait the 10 seconds, it won't recover. Are you kidding me? So what Amir is saying that like when you pop a breaker, there's always going to be some sort of like reset time, right? Wait 30 seconds, 10 seconds. And Amir is saying that if you don't wait the 10 seconds, it's not just a, oh, you pulled the breaker, it's good enough, reset it. You have to, it has to fully reset the system. Though in this case, like Amir said, we got to pull down, the McDo's got to fully power down. Even that is simulated. This is just insane. I love this stuff. I absolutely love this stuff. Oh my gosh. That I mean, from wingtip simulation to residual power simulation. Let's do it. Do we have can we fail a TR in here? We sure can. What was the one we watched? TR1 fault or fail? Watch this. I hope I have the other one enabled. Ready? Hey! What's that? Electric TR1 fault. Okay. Clear electric. Clear electric. TR1 has failed. No other associated failures. Now, do you know why that was... do you guys remember why that was relatively not a big deal? We watched a green dot on this just a couple days ago where that speedbed had a TR1, had the same fault, but they lost a whole lot of other stuff. Okay. Now, it wasn't just the TR1, but we have an option enabled that I actually turned on because I always turn it on because you should have it. But if you remember, right now you can see here it's displayed nicely. We are powering AC Bus 1 via the AC Essential. That's not always how it's been. And after the well, actually we're powering by Gen 1, so hold on, let's do this too. TR1 and generator 1. Ooh. Now I want you to think about this. We have, well, let's clear the caution. Let's go through this here. All right, thrust lock, auto thrust. So let's move the thrust levers, match and mash. Whoop, too far. Reset the thrust levers where we are. Okay. Electric generator 1 fault. Generator 1 off, then on. So basically asking us to reset the gen. But this is the same scenario that Speedbed went through in the early 2000s. But if you remember, they lost their entire setup of displays. They had a lot of failures going on, a lot of subsystem failures, because buried at the bottom of the checklist was the AC Essential alternate. Now, we have this automatically enabled via the options right here. The AC Essential auto switching. If you do not have that enabled, you're going to be in a world of hurt right now. However, I believe Airbus has reset it that that's one of the first things you do in the checklist is get that AC Essential shed on, so you can go ahead and power AC Bus 1 from Gen 2. Okay, and we still have power to the AC Essential. So right now, generator 2, so let's, I mean, it's not the end of the world here. Let's try this reset. We go Gen 1 off. Gen 1 back on. It's not working. Clear electric, clear electric. If unsuccessful, Gen 1 off, so we'll leave it off. Auto flight, auto thrust. FAC 1 off, then on. So going up here, FAC 1, confirm, confirm. Off, and back on. We've got FAC 1 back. So now, with FAC 1 back, auto flight, auto thrust, clear auto flight. Electric TR1 is failed. Clear electric. Clear electric. Status. Standby on the status. With our FAC reset, theoretically, we should be able to do this. Lever climb. We got our auto thrust back. So, resetting the FAC, we've now got our auto thrust back. And we are, despite all these failures, we are still perfectly fine. We can continue on. What I would consider doing right now, though, since we only have one generator, is what, chat? And remember, I didn't just automatically go up there and start it, because if you look at our flight level, we're 370. Right now, I can start the APU because it's a generator-assisted start. If you had an all-electrical failure, you can't just panic and hit the APU start button, because a battery start on the APU is limited to your flight level. And if you torch your batteries starting the APU and you don't get the APU and you've torched your batteries, you are now a dead stick. You don't have anything. So hydraulic power, while it, you know, people say it's the lifeblood of the airplane. That's true, but battery power is your femoral artery. Okay, so even if you've got blood, but you sever your femoral artery, it doesn't matter. You're going to bleed out. So we cannot lose that. So out of an abundance of caution here, let's go ahead and power up the APU while we have a generator online. APU is going to start. There's no limitation for the Sunstrand. We're at 37,000 feet. We're plenty fine to start the APU. Let's monitor the electrical page as it starts up. Please start. Look how cool it is. Oh, look, there's the bus transfer. Did you hear that? Let's watch this spool up here. Right now, everybody be holding their breath because you got to get this puppy started. Please start, please start, please start. Just taking her time. Fonzie, it will affect your fuel calculations, but not by much. And a veil. Everybody can breathe. Okay, so APU is started. Status, INOP, IR2, CAD3 tool, Gen 1, and TR1. We've got headitude. We're inventing words today. We've got heading is restored. So we'll go ahead and clear status. And I think I'm done breaking stuff. But, again, testament to Airbus, right? We have now failed. Look at our overhead. We've got the generator offline, a TR failed, an IR2 fault. Like, we're fine. We are still absolutely fine. We're going to burn a little bit more gas on the way to our destination, but everything's fine. We still got terrain on ND, so we can still fly into Masatama, wherever the hell this place is called. Now, what I want to do, I don't have ACTs on this. It'd be fun to start messing with the ACT failures. All right, can we relax now? Leading edge flap. No, we can't do a leading edge flap. We can't do any flap failures because we have a very tight approach going into this destination. We need all the flaps and slats. Just joined. What's TR1? Transformer Rectifier Unit. Takes AC to DC or DC to AC. Which one does it do? AC DC? DC to AC? AC to DC, or both. We'll see here, AC, DC, it has to go through the TR, Transformer Rectifier. It can flip the polarity, is that the right word? AC to DC? So it takes the AC power from the generators, flips it to DC. AC, DC, there we go. They're inverters. It's an inverter. Some airplanes call them inverters. You know, the Learjet would call them inverters. Citation called it inverter. Actually, no, I think it was a TR. The Embraer is a TRU, Transformer Rectifier Unit. It's actually up on the overhead. Can you get TRs back in flight? Most likely not. I don't believe there's a reset. I don't even know what you would reset. You don't have any TR push buttons, right? So on the Embraer, you actually have the TRU switches up here. Now, yeah, you don't want to mess with IDG, so there's really nothing you can do with a TR. Inverters are DC to AC, so... Oh, really? Okay, that makes sense. So DC to AC through the inverters, AC to DC is a TR. See? We're all learning stuff. All I know is it's supposed to be working, and it flips the polarity. So actually, now that I think about it, does the Lear 35 have both, right? Or why would you need both? I don't know. Let me go back to the TR fault, though, on my own book and see if there's anything it says. No. We got traffic going in SKP just northeast of us. Fantastic. I'll be on 22.8 listening up. Let me go to this book. I'm just trying to see if there's anything for TR faults. I think it's just crew awareness. Failure of one TR. So, failure of one transformer rectifier overheat or minimum current. The other TR replaces the faulty one. Essential TR supplies the DC essential bus, which is what we saw initially until we lost the generator one, which then it was fed through the essential. There's really nothing else to do. It's just, in case of, nothing really else to do. We've got another one. You need the TRs to charge the batteries, and you need inverters to charge the buses from the batteries. Okay. Somebody's getting ready for systems oral, maybe. The CFDS, do we have that modeled? So this is something that you guys, if you ever heard my podcast, I don't think we have a CFDS page. No, it'll be right here. We can display the ECAM report. That's what I printed when I had my electrical emergency. All right, we are only 100 and we got to start prepping. So, all right, let's put the fun stuff away. The E-Jet makes it really easy to remember. Yeah, it does. But the E-Jet, I do miss that bird. Hey, what about a Fenix E-Jet? That would be pretty sweet. A Fenix regional jet. Look at this. This is, I don't need Rex Atmos. Come on. That's default. That looks amazing. Look at the nice little flex. Just that subtle flex. Gotta love it. I love Sharklets. Fud Life, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, man. Appreciate you. I'm surprised Amir hasn't gotten a gifted membership. He might have gifted memberships off because then it would be conflict of interest if he was a member to the channel. Thank you, Fud Life. Appreciate all the support, my man. I'm just waiting for, like, you know, like when like devs join on the official account, like we had the Just Flight account in chat. How funny would it be if it got a membership? Rumor has it's a Fenix 7.3 Classic. That's what I'm hoping for. If I keep saying that, it will come true, right? So, again, Fud Life, appreciate you, man. All right, let's pull out some weather. Let's put the failures away. Let's pull up our flight. Now, I don't know if we'll get a METAR. I think we should, right? Yeah. SKPE's got the METAR. Variable at 4, 800. What does this mean? Vertical confusion, fuming gas. So we got patchy fog in the vicinity, broken at 1200. Broken at 1200, huh? We'll take a look at that approach. All right, so winds are variable at 4. Let's put 0. Let's get the perf data in here. We're not going to descend at 79 and 339 either. Let's do a 78 and 310, not descent for our descent speed, so we're not ripping down. We'll zero out the winds for now. Temperature is 22, huh? 22. And the altimeter is 1019, which is in, I guess we are, 1019 is going to be what in freedom units? 3009. So it'll be 3009 in the transition. The minimum baro for the RNAV 26. Let's take a look at that. It's rainy season here? Really? I love rainy season. Okay, so I'm going to clear this out so I can read what I actually have here. All right. From Donby, we're going to be inbound. Donby is the IAF 8,210 knots. We're joining the turn here. Let's read some restrictions. RF required, RMP 0.5 for intermediate segment, RMP 0.1 for final segment. We should be able to comply with that. Inertial reference unit, IRU drift, 2 nautical miles an hour. Procedure not authorized below 14C does not apply, or above 40 does not apply. Dual GNSS and IRU required. We still have that, so we are good. Looking down here, the minimums. 0.1 with height loss of 50, 0.1 with height loss of 150. We'll do that one. That's going to give us a higher minimum 462 feet AGL, which is 4880 for Cat C aircraft. What is our ref going to be? 138. So we should be fine. 4880 in the barrow. That is set. Will be config full. A Fenix L10 would transfer to Microsoft. A Fenix L10 might just make me quit my job. Alright. Let me look at these, make sure we've got the speeds in here. So zooming in, Donby 8, 210 knots. 8,000 feet, 210, 190, 160 max. So this is going to be a very similar scenario to when we do the Cirrus circle into Costa Rica. So we're looking at the final approach segment here. We got a very tight turn. What are some things we have to be aware of, especially since we're used to flying into LAX with 10,000 plus foot runways, straight in approaches? We got a sharp 90 plus degree turn here. We're going to be low to the ground. We're going to be dirtied up in the airplane. There is a couple things we can do to minimize the potential for an unstable approach. Looking at the terrain, this is going to be spicy. I've never done this approach, but PE 917, the final approach point, is right here. So inbound on the 3 degree descent on a left turning arc, 4950 at 918. So at 918 we're 4950. The touchdown zone is 44. So we're only going to be about 500 feet above the ground as we come around these corners. That's crazy. But the speed is what I'm getting at here. So speed control on this turn. I don't know what they would do in the real world on this, but what we would do in the real world on this, if this was like Costa Rica, for example, where we departed, if you try to fly this and manage speed fully configured, there is a potential that you can trigger alpha floor here on these 90 degree turns when you're low level fully configured. So what I'm going to do to alleviate that is we'll stay configured flaps 3, we'll lower the gear on time, but we're going to maintain a selected speed. The problem with that is you got to worry about your radius. Our VAP is 130. What did we say? 138. So I will probably maintain a selected speed of 145 or so to give us a little extra buffer in these turns as we make it around here. And then once we are runway assured in sight, we'll manage it up, and then we'll go flaps full and be stable by at least, hopefully, 500 feet will be kind of our stable. 200 feet at the very least on these special types of approaches. I'm sure they have special procedures for this in real life. Obviously, I've never been here. But what if you hit a bird in the turn and you lose an engine? Hang on. Theoretically, you should still be able to go around. You should still be able to go around. Oh yeah, 321's got the best IEs. I know that, man. Any tips from my friends going to Riddle? Study hard and stay away from the bars. Should be good. Should be good. Is he going to Daytona Beach or Prescott? Yeah, just keep it turning. You should be able to climb out. I mean, all these approaches, I mean, I don't know if a 321 could come in here, but for real world ops, I mean, they're not going to send an airplane somewhere. I got it on the wrong side. sim. He's a dispatcher. You know, you're not going to send an airplane somewhere where you don't have the performance to get out in the worst case scenario. So, minus the select few airports where you're absolutely committed, you know, Skardu probably being one of them. You've got the commitment point. Once you're down in that canyon, you're done. You have to land. So, but a lot of these other airports, while they look really intimidating or might be slightly challenging, the airplane should still have the performance to get you out in a bad scenario. Especially, you're going to be following the engine out fail procedure. So, wasn't there just an airplane though, an American Airlines that they went around on a bird strike on final, and then they went to alternate? Did you guys see that? That one's interesting to me because I don't know why. I mean, I know it's DC, but going around with one engine when you don't have to, it just seems kind of, I don't know. It's an interesting call. Have to be in that cockpit to see what was going on. Next time you're in Europe V1, you should try the RNAV Zulu into Lowe's. Super juiced into flight in the Dash 8, close to terrain, snaking through the Alps. You mean into Lowy? We did Lowy, I think. I know we did Lowy. Yeah. Can you explain A, B, C, D in the charts? So that's your approach speed. So the category A is indicated approach speed. So A is less than what, 90 knots, 91 knots? I know for D, 141 to 165 puts you in Cat D. So we are teetering between a Cat D and Cat C. So what it is it's a category based on your indicated approach speed. So category E is more than 166 knots. But category D and C are going to be your most common categories for approaches. It will depend. You know, 319, you're probably going to be in that Cat C a little bit more frequently. Cat D, like we are today, we are 138. So we are right at the limit of Cat D. And matter of fact, didn't it say unapplicable for category D? So we really have to be below 141 on the speed there. So I'm thinking this isn't as steep as it looks. You know, like the Cirrus visual, that circling approach where you really got to crank it in and turn. I don't think this is going to be as steep of a turn as it looks. It'd probably be pretty cinematic, but I think it's going to be rather straightforward. There was a Ryanair made a go around after a bird strike with both engines failing. It ended hard. Whoa. They attempted a go around after a bird strike on both engines? That seems suspect. Well, we smashed the 321 lake goal. Thank you guys for that. That's awesome. Yeah, bold move, Cotton. Indeed, AJ. All right. I got a prep for presentation. All right, take it easy, man. Mr. Leahy, thanks for stopping by, man. Really appreciate you coming by the channel today. I like just vibing here on the wing view, you know, just no music. I feel like I'm in the real airplane, just chilling. Enjoying the views. We really need that Avianca, though. We need that Avianca. Thanks, AJ. You posted the speeds. If you went back here, no worries, non-revving. Yeah, I'm sipping on my coffee, just non-revving, just straight. You'd appreciate it, just straight black coffee today, AJ. No
Copa 405. Descending via the Exim 1 Gold arrival. Expecting RNAV, RNP, Yankee, runway 08. Area traffic.
Where's he going? Is that our guy going to runway 8? I gotta check the map. Let me check the Iveo Premium map, see where this guy's at. Copa's landing RMP 8. And he's already descending. Ground speed 447. Alright, let's dial it back. What's the name of this airport? Because this guy's legit. Can't sound like a gringo coming in here. Alright, I'm pulling it back to 7-6, AJ. Or Team Vodka. Pereira traffic, land Columbia 357. Right now we're flight level 370, getting ready to start our descent for the RNAV 26 in Pereira Airport, but we see that Copa inside. We're going to pull it back. You guys will give way to you.
Roger, thanks.
Matakanya. Matakanya? My wind wing is not working with the Fenix Sharklets. Oof. David, I don't have the wind wing. I'm proud to say that my mini FCU is working.
Traffic, career track 411. We're going to be following that Latin as number 3 in Picanha.
You're saying Picanha? Picanha traffic. Oh, cabin tour. Let's do a little cabin tour. I haven't seen these yet. I haven't seen this internal... get the jump seat out of here. Look at this. Is the TAM all econ or are they 2-class? Look at this.
Air traffic, Copa 405.
Vamos!
Indicated speed
A321 Sugaranka. I know you guys love it when I start speaking different languages. Latam has 2-class? Ah, so I should have done the 2-class version. That's right, we'll do it on the next one. Does the cabin pressure light work? We have a career track sticker, Captain Medi. We've got one. Career track in the house. ATP flight school, baby. Yeah, Moby Flight is working perfectly with the Wind Wing and Sharklets. Yeah, so it should be working. I haven't heard too many people complain about it. My mini FCU had issues for the 321, but I updated it. Now it's working, so that's good. Will Long, what's going on, man? Good to see you. A V-Pilot in the house. Good to see you, V-Pilot. Where's my ERAU emoji? Nowhere. Alright, let's go ahead and select 8,000. And we'll begin our descent here. We're going to be a little off. Mock descent. Now he's on an arrival. What arrival would he say at the FCOM 2? Pereira traffic, land Columbia 357, vacating 370, descending 8,000 on the FCOM 2 Alpha arrival. Pereira traffic. Let's see if we can pick this guy up on the TCAS. Should be TARA below. Not picking him up yet. We're going to hold off on the managed speed because we're trying to slow down here. We'll maintain, let's do a speed. Ooh, I like the speed Mach even works on the mini FC. We'll do a 250 knot. We'll do 250 and slow it down here. If we get a Part 61 cowboy emoji, I'll join as a commercial pilot. As soon as we get, it's all dependent on on membership levels. We're pretty much maxed out right now. Super deal. That's awesome, man. You're watching the live stream right now. In an hour, you're going to go refuel a 320 and a 321 and some cargo planes at San Juan. Very cool, man. Part 61 Cowboy. We need that for our like Duke streams and our Learjet streams. We just do whatever the hell we want. Part 61, baby. All right, we're on the descent. Let's run a landing stuff here. We're going to SPE runway 26. We'll do good. Apply METAR and max reverse, medium brake. Landing weight is 150. Let's just call it 150 right now. It'll be a little bit lighter than that. .150 decimal 0. How do you? I had this before. Is it that short? That can't be right. Really? 7,000 feet required? Well, we're gonna have to step on this one. Runway too short. I don't think we have ROPS though, right? That's not an option. Oh, pounds or kilos? Yeah, yours is 6686. What is our fuel on landing 8? So let's take a 300 pounds off. Let's do one. That's not enough. What if we were 140, not 104? That can't be right. There's no way. At 147,000, it's telling us 8,100 feet. You know what? I have a solution to this, chat. I have a real world, let me do it right here. I have a real world calculator. Let me do mine. Let me do mine. Watch this airport not be in the database, though. Landing. 321. Oh, that's not a... Wait. Landing. A321 with the 171,519. Cool. SKPE. It's in there. Yes. All right. Landing calculations. Runway 26. Winds are 210 at 5. At 5 knots. Oh, you know what it is? It's because I have it good. I bet you if I do dry. Look at that. You got to put it on dry. That's it. Dry. There we go. Next OAT is... This will be a good test, though, to see how close this is. 253003. Runway condition. We'll do good. Anti-ice off. Landing weight. What do I have? Let's do 149.0. So I'll change this to match. 149. Enter. And config full. Air conditioning on. Approach type normal. Go around gradient the minimum. V-pilot add none. Landing technique. Manual auto thrust. Brake mode. We'll do low. And reverse no, which is all standard. Now let's compute these. And I'm going to see what the numbers give me here. We're going to need to hustle down a little bit. We'll speed brake out. Ooh. It says we can't do it. Landing distance. Config full. So let me modify. Let's go brake mode medium. Reverse yes. Compute. Matakana. Okay. You guys gotta see this. Okay, so I'm going to run the same here, and let's see what these numbers give me. So I ran it on dry, max manual, max reverse, 4080. Where's my factored? So my real world is telling me, I think I can only do medium though on mine. It says brake mode medium. That's as high as I can go on mine. So medium brakes on mine. My landing distance is 5295. So we're within 1,000 feet here from the Fenix app. My factored landing distance is 6,089 feet and a margin of 207 feet. So we're going to go with mine. We're going to go with my data. It says we can do it. We have a 200-foot margin to spare. We're going to do this. You're telling me to slow down. I'm doing 250, man. How slow do I need to go? He's already turning inbound. That Copa. Well, he's in a 7.3. I'm doing 403 knots over the ground, and he's doing 411. Whoa, look at that scenery situation there. Ooh. Yeah, we're way high, Team Vodka. That's the problem, because we started late. But what we could do is, watch this. We're going to hold Donby. There's a published hold there, isn't there? Yeah. Procedure turn at Donby. It doesn't match, though. The inbound is 079. So let's go back to our Donby hold. Inbound 079. 079 right turns. That looks good. Insert. About to count traffic of Land Columbia 357 out of 20,000, 200 descending via 8,000. We're going to hold over Donby until the Copa traffic is inbound. And correction, we're going to hold over Donby at 12,000. About to count traffic. Okay, we're going to hold as published.
Traffic, Copa 405,
210. No, I can't do that.
9,000 on the vaccine, one call, will report 20, left final for...
This poor guy probably flew all the way down from Newark or something. He's got a bunch of these gringos coming into his hometown here. All right, there goes transition altitude. 29091 is set. We're about to enter the hold. Is there a max in the hold? Max 210 in the hold. So we got to slow it down. That's going to be a challenge. Tell you what we're going to do. Let's reset to 12,000 on the MCP. Nope. Too many Boeings. FCU. We're going to set to 12,000. We're going to do a thrust idle. Open descent. Speed brakes out. We're going to shallow it out here. Sounds are coming up. I believe I called it an MCP.
Career track 411, we're going to enter the hold at Donby as well, 1/4.
So you'll see here, we're going to be riding the Razor's Edge for flaps. Want to get below that. Speed checks, flaps 1, more brakes. Look at that, now we've got some leeway. So sometimes you can't get that plus 10. Sometimes you can't get that, or minus 10 rather, from flaps. You gotta dance on the 321 a little bit. When you got the speed brakes out, depending on your weight, you're just gonna have to dance. Much kind of traffic, Land Columbia 357, entering the hold over Donby, 14,000, descending 12,000, 210 knots. Much kind of traffic. Vodka, if you're following me, hold that 13,000. We'll stack them 1,000 feet apart. I don't want to descend to 8 yet because I think he might be starting the approach. I don't know if he goes over Donby at 8. So I'll stay at 12, and then if we need to, we can descend in the hold. So real world scenario here, we'd actually have to contact ATC, let them know we enter the hold, descending 12,000, time 1401 Zulu. This is a stack for Columbia. Gosh, I love Columbia. Columbia's the best freaking place to fly around in sim. I love Columbia, man. I moved down here. Look at all that. Stow the speed brakes. You hear the engines pulling up there.
Air traffic, Copa 405 on downwind for runway 08 will report turning base and on final.
Alright, he's on downwind. So let's go ahead, and he's not going to be coming out here. So let's go ahead. I'm going to descend to 10,000. Thrust idle, open, descent. Alright, since we got the flaps out, status page comes up. Status, we're aware. Clear status. We're going to go medium auto brakes as well. Alright, so we've entered the stack as published. I think is that the airport? No, that's SKGO, Cartago. Yeah, he's not going to be out here at Donby, so we can continue descent. I'm going to continue down to 8,000. Air traffic, land Columbia 357, holding over Donby, descending out of 11 for 8,000. That's kind of traffic. Now we're getting ready to go through 10,000. We'll light it up.
Traffic, career track 411 entering the hold is on the right turn 13,000. Will be descending 9,000.
So we might be able to see
Air
that career
traffic,
track.
Copa 405 turning left base.
There he is. I saw his lights. He's right there.
For 10-mile final.
10-mile final. Jeez, this guy is legitimate. Copa. I think Copa does 10-mile finals all the time. I think we'll still be okay. If he's on a 10-mile final for 8, yeah, we should be good. He shouldn't be up at 8,000 anyway. Let's come over here to our transponder real quick, and I'm gonna just put this on all. I was just trying to. I never saw the Copa on the TCAS. I saw Team Vodka. Yeah, he's got a back taxi. We're gonna wait. We got plenty of time. We got plenty of gas. I'm looking at the taxi diagram real quick here. So he's landing 8. Yeah, he'll have to back taxi. But our approach inbound is gonna take a while because we're still over here. So we got plenty of time. I think as soon as he's landing, we can continue inbound. We might even be able to continue inbound here. Let's go ahead and slow to. Can't see. This is 210 is real slippery speed for 321. We'll just maintain 210. There's somebody in front of us. That's him right there. Tell you what, let's come straight back to 180 right now, and then we'll exit the hold. I think we'll be able to time it up. Flaps 2. I think if we do 180 all the way around, we should be good. Because we still have to proceed all the way inbound and then on this approach. So that'll be plenty of time. So now we'll do immediate exit. We'll proceed inbound. We're 180, we're selected speed. Let's activate the approach phase. It's already flew through the decel, we're looking good. We're gonna maintain 180.
Air traffic, Copa 405, we are 8-mile final for runway 08. Will report vacated runway, radar traffic.
I don't want to do an FLS approach though, right? So we need to do nav, we need to deselect the glide slope. I should be able to deselect that though. It's alright, we'll do it this way. Actually, no. Never mind. What am I thinking? Never mind. Alright. F glide slope, F loc. Recording is on, or standing by. G's is launching. G's is on. Alright, G's is on and recording is ready. So now I don't mess it up. Let's go ahead and reselect it. That's fine. Alright. Per traffic, land Columbia 357, 8,000 feet. Donby inbound. We're starting the RNAV 26, full procedure. We got traffic in front of us inside the landing runway 8. Per traffic. Alright, so he's in front of us. He's on final. He's right there. We'll maintain 180. Now this should capture and do this whole scenario here. Let's see. Well, no, because this is opposite direction. That's why this is throwing me off here. It's almost like it's giving me...
Crew check 411. We're about 9 miles in trail of the 321 ahead of us. Exiting the hold, sending 7,000 speed 180.
FAP is 7,500. I'm going to set this so I remember. Oh, I didn't mean to vertical speed it. Okay, we're still in nav. 7,500 is blue, just to remind me here. That too, that's how it works in our birds too, but not on the Fenix. Doesn't work in the Fenix like that. Oh, I should just disable it here. Now we might have really... App nav finals blue. There we go. We got it. App nav final blue. Duh. Yeah, in the EFB app. Alright, recording is on for the approach. I know it's with 190 max, but we're just staying a little bit slower to give that guy some extra time. Sounds like the engines are kind of struggling to maintain 180 here. A speed bed. Hayden J. Robbins, thanks for the £2, man. Appreciate you. A speed bed. Got some rain out there. There's the stadium.
Traffic Copilot 405, attended runway 08 Charlie.
Alright. Per traffic, land Columbia 357 passing Papa Echo 915, RNAV 26, per traffic. Yeah, I don't want to do FLS on this one though, Team Bro. Okay, we're going to LNAV, ENAV. Matthew Presley, yeah. That's FLS is, I mean, it's cool. It turns everything into an ILS, essentially. Oh, there we go. There's our final app. All right, final app. Down we go. If we have to go missed approach is straight out 9,000 on the RNP track to Donby. All right, missed approach altitude is set 9,000 blue. Start bringing it back now. I'm going to come to 140 selected. Let's go gear down. VFE next minus 10, flaps 3. What is our touchdown zone again? Touchdown is 4418. So 5,400 is 1,000 above. Probably was a little early on the gear on that one.
Pull up. Terrain ahead. Pull up.
Yeah, we're aware.
Terrain ahead. Pull
Actually,
up.
turn you off. For this approach, I think you have to have it off. Well, we had the LS's on, Amir, because we were going to do the FLS, and then I forgot that I could turn it off in the settings. Because in our birds, it's up here. But yeah, I was like, yeah, so look how close you get to this mountain. Good night. All right, manage speed, flaps full. I think this is going to be plenty of space here. Oof. We are right on the limit. Yeah, no wonder this is an AR approach. Look at that. Are you kidding me? Now you guys know why I wanted to have terrain initially, but we ended up turning it off. I guess this airport's not in the terrain database.
1,000.
That is crazy close. I mean, that's on the AR too. Like, we're not, I mean, you cannot be off on that. Oh, I keep forgetting to bind the autopilot disconnect, man. That's right, we'll click it off here in a second.
1,000.
Oh, look at that bridge. What? Bravo traffic along Columbia 357, turn and final 26. Bravo traffic. Yeah, I would imagine this is probably only captain's only, Nathan. I'm not sure how the TAM does their stuff, but I would say that's a safe bet, my friend. Man, it flew this perfectly, though. It's bang on. All right, runway's in sight. I'm going to disconnect everything and take it in manually here soon. I mean, holy moly.
500.
All right, autopilot's off. Flight director's off. Give me the bird or visual.
100 above.
Landing. Now you could have, we could have kept it LNAV, VNAV up there, but this is more fun.
917 starts to turn now.
Ooh, we got a nice little headwind there. Sync rate
500.
check. Oh man, it's swirly over this gully here. Drive it down, drive it down, drive it down. Don't get high. Plenty of energy, plenty of energy.
20, 40, 30, 20. Retard.
Set her down. Juice it, juice it, juice me. Spoilers. Man, I thought we nailed it. We still had a little bit more float than I wanted. Manual brakes. We caught the end of the touchdown zone. Man, I thought we were so close to being perfect. With just a little bit too much. 100% legal, Force Raptor. You want to bet me? You want to bet me? What do you want to bet me here? What do I want? You want to bet me a $20 super chat that was legal, Force Raptor? Come on. Whew. All right, we'll spin it around here quickly. We got somebody on short final. So close to being textbook. I thought we were gonna hit the markers. But I mean, we're up at altitude, right? So you got to take that into account. We were fast. We were like right as we came close to the threshold, I felt we had way too much energy. That's why I pulled the thrust levers back early. And you could see, you got to be on it. If we were in the CEO or in the wingtip fence, I bet that would have come right down on the markers. All right. Yeah, we have plenty of runway available as the calculations show. Where's this other guy? He's out there getting ready to turn final, so let's hustle up here. We'll taxi fast for the career track. How far do we have to back taxi on this sucker? Traffic link limit 357 back taxiing. I see him out there. I see him on the turn. I see him on the turn. Where the heck is the oh my gosh, we gotta go all the way up there. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. We'll be good, we'll be good. We got plenty of time. I'm a professional. Don't wait for us, we're clearing now. Land limit 357, clearing Pereira, runway 08, taxi the ramp. I know we're not, but I just don't want him to go around. He might be seeing a delay on the stream. We got plenty of time. Yeah, this is just like DC, man. Alright, there we go. Let's clear it as quickly as we can here. Airspeed alive. Alright, these are tight. Let's get on the center line. Whew. I want to see his landing. Here he comes. Oh, look at him sinking. It gets a little squirrely over that little ridge there. Oh! Oh, he doesn't have the scenery. He doesn't have the scenery, I guess, because he just ate it hard. Let's clean it up.
I have the scenery.
So did you smash?
Nope.
That was a smash.
196, 1.12.
0.9G. Look at that.
Yours is illegal.
No, it wasn't. You want to bet?
No.
I know exactly where those mains hit, and it was 100% legal. Alright, let's take it in here. We're blinding everybody. We already have the APU on. Oh, we're in the airport. What? Oh, that tripped me out. Ah! I can't see the stop bar. Erp. All right. That was eventful. Brakes are set. Aaron, my sensitivities are all linear, man, because it's a force feedback stick, so everything is linear 100%. All the dampening and stuff is done in the Moza software. If you want the profile I'm using, if you have the Moza, it's pinned in the Discord. JJ Stevens, welcome to Private Pod, man. Glad to have you on board, dude. That was a spicy meatball there. It was actually a little bit more spicy than I thought. We are... Is there anybody else coming in? There's a guy. He's still way out, though. Let's see how we did. All right. Engines are on. Lights will set in replay. Here comes... Where's that career track? He's way over there. This is a... Is this Takeoff Studios? I do like this scenery. We had a little mini Columbia tour when we did the... We flew in here, we picked this up. This is a neat little airport, though. This is a neat little airport. Let's disconnect from Iveo Premium. And... SKSM, I'm pretty sure we've been there, Matthew. We've done a little Columbia tour. What we need is we need the 319 with Sharklets, and then we will do a Columbia only tour in the 319 Avianca IE Sharklets. So that's what we need. We'll go to full replay cam here. Let's watch this one. Let me pause the sail for a minute. And let's shoot the replay. And let's pause it, run it forward. Meow. I should have turned the lights on, huh? Brakes are off, flaps are coming in, speed brake is armed, auto thrust needs to be armed. Yeah, I know there's no 319 with Sharklets, that's what I'm saying now, but I don't know if Amir's still around, but hey, we said if we get a 319 with Sharklets, IAEs, they've got November 703 Alpha Victor. Avianca has one. Model everything after that plane. Yeah, I figured that's what they were saying earlier, Tyler. There's not enough data, and it's pretty rare. You know, there's only a handful in the U.S. They're all CFM engines. I guess that Avianca one that we looked up was a 703. That's pretty cool, but good luck getting data for one single airplane. Good luck getting data for one airplane. This was, I mean, this was juice coming in here. This approach. Right through here, it started to get like wobbly and a little unstable. But then we immediately got high and we had too much energy. See how we did here. Force Raptor, I never saw it. Did you want to bet me or no? Y'all think it was so close to being perfect, but we just carried it a little bit long. All right, Team Vodka, I'll join soon.
50, 40,
It's perfect. Just carried it long. Oh. What matters is the G load. That one said 1.01, so we had a 0.99, which I still don't know how it's possible to land under 1G. But that one said 1.01, so according to this was pretty smooth. We'll see. Let's wind it back a little bit. Let's see from this view, though. Stow the speed brake somehow. Stow you. They're coming down. I want to see if we can hear it from this view here. I can't get my spoilers to go down anymore. Oh, well. Let's see. There was where we wanted to hit. Touchdown marking, second touchdown marking there. All right, now let's see the outside view. Actually, you know what? If I pause it, can I stow them? I was trying to stow those. There we go. Yeah, I'll stow the speed brakes that way. I'll rearm them. Let's wind it back. Let's watch it from spot view, I guess. So we're coming down. So you're coming in flatter with a 321. Remember, excess energy. We got the Sharkies on there. Little extra energy. Don't overflare. Just set her down. 1.04. Look at that LED. It almost looks like there's two halogen bulbs still. Legal is legal. Let's watch a flyover cam. So right about here. You should fly your beloved CFMs. You know what? There's actually some pretty cool liveries with Sharklets with CFMs, so we probably will. We touched down over here. Touched down right on this marker right here. So let's watch this one. Ooh. Let's go back. Pause it. I want to see that in slow-mo. Half speed. Slow-mo. Just one leg today. Just one leg. Yeah, that one said 0.92. I don't know how you can have 0.92. Someone explain to me how you can land under 1G. All right. Full approach procedure. I'm going to wind it all the way back. I'm going to go back into this cam back here. We'll put you back up. It looks like it's raining right now, which is awesome. Auto thrust is coming on. Sail is coming on. Flaps are going back to where they were. Spoid brakes are rearmed. And resume. And there we go. So All right. Force Raptor gifted 5 memberships. I appreciate you, man. Gifting the 5 memberships. I guess he felt a little guilty. He was making fun of my landing, even though it was 100% legal. Oh, I'm in half speed still. Hold on. Let's go normal speed. There we go. Force Raptor, appreciate you, man. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Hey, dude, don't worry about it, man. I appreciate all the love and support, man. Even just coming in here, hit the like button. I appreciate you, man. Gifted 5 memberships to the channel. Make sure you shout him out and say thank you. I've called him the wrong name for like 3 years, so the fact that he stuck around is pretty awesome. Shout out to Amir, the Fenix team, another stellar release. Like, this airplane just keeps getting better and better. You know, it's refining that razor's edge over and over again. It is becoming quite the sim add-on. If you don't have the Fenix, I don't know what you're waiting for. You're missing out on one of the best aircraft available on the flight sim market, just across all simulators. This is the best add-on that you can have. So I'm not just saying that. I think the proof is in the pudding, all the stuff that we put this airplane through. So JJ Stevens, thank you for joining back up as a PPL member. I appreciate you. Thank you all for the likes. I will see what the schedule is. I would like to do an RJ stream in the snow in Aspen, but we'll see. We'll see. I know the RJ is being released tomorrow. We'll see. I'm going to have to get off stream here and check a couple things. So until the next one, y'all stay safe, stay healthy. I'm V1. See you. Looks like a Christmas tree.